Well, hello and welcome to another unboxing. We're gonna check out a ship I found on eBay called the Virago. I think I'm saying that right. It's from the Shadows of the Empire. It's a ATM kit from back, I think, around 95, 97. It's based off of, like I said, the Shadows of the Empire stuff, which I believe were novels and some comic books that George Lucas was messing around with in the 90s, and was, you know, I think the storylines took place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Don't know really anything about it myself, but I saw this kit. It just kind of popped up and I thought it was cool, and I figured let's check it out and maybe do a nice build series on it. So let's go over to the bench and take a look. Well, welcome back to another unboxing. This is something I found on eBay, just scrolling around, and it kind of popped up. I don't even know how, and now I see quite a few of them out there since now I found one of them. But this is the AMT kit, I think from around 95, 97. It's part of their Shadows of the Empire series, which I believe were novels and some comic books and stuff like that. They didn't really do many models, at least that I'm finding. I think there's a figure model of a guy. Not really, or let's not even say that. I'm not familiar with the whole genre at all. But this model kit looked pretty cool, and it's part of Star Wars old lore. So enough that AMT even made a model of it. It was something that George Lucas was cocking up. I think this is supposed to take place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I tried to look at some stuff for it, but I haven't done full research. I probably will when it comes time to actually building it. But it looked really cool, and it's a fairly big box from, you know, wasn't expecting such a big box. It's got some wrinkles in it, but I mean, all in all, and there's a good shots of the actual model kit actually built, and that looks really nice. And this is the Virago, if I'm saying that correctly. So I believe he was a bounty hunter or something like that, and this is his ship. And they didn't make enough, from what I was watching. They didn't make a lot of them because of the expense of it, but you know, it's a cool ship. These what they're calling S-foils actually close and open, and that does still work in the kit. In the model kit, you can see there they're closed, and there they're open. It's got a really cool stand. I don't know if I'm getting on the camera, but yeah, there's a really cool stand that comes with it. Lights, I'm not sure if I'm going to really do any. I don't know if I just keep this a static model. I mean, I've seen some things where people were lighting the engines, and you could light the tips of these wings, because I think they're supposed to be some type of sub-hyperspace engine. And you could do something with the cannon here. I could put green lights in there and make them flash. But I also got to be careful on how some of these things I think actually move. So, I don't know if the guns do. They should, I would think. I don't know. Well, let's open it up and get inside. Now, I did pop a look in here. Here's the instructions. And it's a fairly nice size kit. You have no decals, so that's not a big worry. An old blueprint printer catalog and subscription, you know, thing. But here's all the parts right in there. And I wonder if I should actually pull them out of the bag. And there you can see the gears that allow the S-foils to open and shut. There's your guns. I mean, there's the upper part of the stand. There's the bottom, so that's fairly big compared to my hand. And I guess I can pop in here. I usually try not to overly open these because of little parts falling out. But what I can do is start putting some of them, if I don't destroy the bag too much, I can get the screws back in. So let's pull this out. This is the stand sprue. And that's a pretty hefty stand. There's where that upper part goes back here. And this is going to be cool to do. And you even got a nameplate. Very cool. You have to open this because it's the only way to get a good scale on how big these parts are. And here's the S-foils, and look how large those are. I'm sure this is one half gets glued to the other. Or is one the top and one the bottom. Probably goes like, these go like that probably. But yeah, great detail. Panel lines are really sunk in, really nice. So you can get a good primer and get a good coat. And these are going to be like two-toned. I think these are a little darker. You can pretty much do what you want with this shit too. You know, it's comic world. You know, I thought about doing it like the NX1 colors, that pewter and then that darker metallic. That would look cool too. There's an engine. Yeah, I don't know. I might just keep this a static model. Because it's got pretty cool fins in there for detail. And to try to hollow all that out to get light through it, I don't know. I mean, unless we try to glow the whole plastic, but then you got to try to light block the fan grills so they don't all glow. Unless you just make it a blinding kind of effect to it. But you still have to hit that center piece. Yeah, I might just leave this a static model. Here's another one. I don't know, we'll see. I could always do the old circle hole thing up in the outer edges, and once that lights up, it kind of blinds everything, so you can't see that it's not the whole grill. Now, I think this guy is like a robot or something. There's a sprue piece with nothing on it, and that might have been these engines, probably. Here's the main hull. Not much to it, lots of detail. Probably where the guns go. And that's the other thing, it doesn't have real windows because he's a robot, so he doesn't really need to physically see. So these, they have you, I think, just paint like a black. And that's why I think I'm just going to make this a static model. I think that'd be just... Sometimes it's nice not to have to mess with routing wire and figuring all that out. And the same here. These I could have easily drilled holes in. And maybe I make it look like, then that's something I could do. Maybe I make it look like these engines are separate from those engines. And these might be like the hyperdrive engines, and these are the, you know, like a Star Trek world will be what they call impulse, or sublight in Star Wars world. I can make those the sublight engines and have those lit. That might be what I do. And I can put little flickering LEDs in there so they flicker. Yeah, because that I can find a drill bit though, pretty much drill out in between each of those bars. And then I can take a little file and just make the triangle. Yeah, I could actually do that. That's doable. And that would be the only lighting on this, except for the cannons, unless I do the cannons. And where are the cannons? Is that halves there? And these? Probably. Are they hollow? Yeah. They have their locator pins there, but I did the same thing with the X-Wing. I just filed them out and just glued them and held them so they were flush. Didn't use the locator pins. Yeah, we might be able to do that. And then these are probably the other two parts that fell off, which I have no idea what they are. Well, let's look at the instructions. Like I said, this is such a rare kit. There's no decals to it. There's no No photo etch, no, I don't know, maybe, I haven't really looked. I know I never seen photo etch for it, but I could be wrong, because I never was looking, so maybe I will look. But I think I'll just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, that's how the guns go together. You got the two and that. On the picture they show one of the duals firing, I think. One of the duals. And I think that's the single one underneath. Looks like the best would be to do these, make these duals do something, but do we do something special there? Where they, like, both are doing something? How would I make them flicker differently? It's easy to make two of them, you know, like have one on one side, one on the other. Kind of do something. Can I get the other ones in? Or I time one on this side with one on that side, like the two outer ones and then the two inner ones. I could do that. That would work. So now it's like he's firing the outer ones and inner ones, outer ones, inner ones. Out of those two. That might be pretty cool. Or do I just keep it simple and make just one on each side go and pick a pair, whether it's the inner or the outer? Or you can make these flicker between each other. But I think it would be better to have two. I think that thing would shoot two lasers at a time, since they do show that both guns on each side are shooting. Kind of like TIE fighters do and stuff. So I think that would be the way to do it. Slave one LED with an LED on the other gun. So when this one comes on the outer gun, this one comes on the outer gun. And then they flash. And then do the same with the inners. And they'll get out of sequence. Sometimes you can get a board and make sure they're not, both don't come on, because there's going to be a time where all four of them are going to, until those get out. But it's okay, as far as I'm concerned. To use, I mean, I have flash boards I could use to do that, and it would work great, because it does have, the one board I have is a dual channel, so I can make them where this one's on and this one will be off, and maybe I will, because they weren't that expensive of boards. But I think just flickering LEDs and I just slave one to the other would be fine. I have some little flickering SMD LEDs and run a fiber optic through the cannon. Or I can run a fiber optic right through the cannon here. And I can stop it right there so it's hidden back. So it kind of lights from deep inside the thing. And I think that would be cool. But this looks like a really cool kit. It's a lot bigger than I thought. Oh, there's where the engines go. Okay, it wanted to come out to be shown. Yeah, that's where those go. Oh, they're a weird fit. There it goes. So those will go like that. And then the two little ones here. So I can have like the two little ones going as he's like just flying in regular sublight mode. And that way I can keep these, not have to worry about trying to lose all that detail of those fan blades in there, or the grills, you know. And just do it to the little ones, because those would be easy to do. And it would make sense. You wouldn't have your sublight engine or your hyperdrive engines running when you just, you know, when you're in battle. Maybe for a quick thrust or something, I don't know. But yeah, the detail on this is great. And it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And I'm so happy that it is. So very happy. But there you have it, folks. I don't know when I'm going to get to this one. I might do it soon, since it's just going to be simple laser guns and engine flickering. No massive real lighting. It's got quite a few parts, but still a fairly straightforward looking kit. Let's do that way so that's poking through. I really love those S foils, and that's going to look really good once that's all, like, however that goes. It's going to be a pretty nice size model, so I'm really actually even more excited to get started on it. So who knows, it might be fairly soon. And it's really well made, and that's a nice stand. And the color patterns you can do with doing this different colors than that. And I know there's supposed to be this red in here, and I want to see if I can kind of give it a marble-y feel or something creepy with a high gloss black and maybe some bronze or something. We'll figure it out. But thanks for watching. I hope you come back to watch the build when I actually get to starting the build series. So until then, happy modeling.